So בעזרת השם נעשה ונצליח, והשם עלינו ברחמיו ירוויח. The subject of the shi'ur, custom of Tisha B'Av. So let's start. We all know that on Tisha B'Av we have 5 prohibitions. And they are, I'm going to repeat it quickly and then we'll start with the shi'ur. So the first prohibition is rechitza. Rechitza, it's having shower or bath on Tisha B'Av. We are forbidden of doing it. Sicha, it's mean anointing. That means putting cream on the body. We're not allowed to do that. Na'ilat sandal. We're not allowed to wear leather shoes on Tisha B'Av. Tashmish amita, physical relationship. Achila v'shtiya, obviously eating and drinking on Tisha B'Av. Those the prohibition, the 5 prohibition that we have on Tisha B'Av. But also, we have other prohibition. We're not allowed to learn Torah on Tisha B'Av. Why is that? Why are we not allowed to learn Torah on Tisha B'Av? Yes. Happy. Where do we learn that? It has to be a source. That's what you're here for. Okay, that's a very good answer. Huh? Okay, so the prohibition of studying Torah come from the pasuk. It says, "Pigudei Hashem yesharim misamchei lev." That means the words of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, learning Torah. When you learn Torah, it's give a happiness to the neshama. Your neshama feel happy inside. Therefore, on Tisha B'Av, we are forbidden of studying Torah. Although, it's not so simple. We can study, but there is certain thing that we obligated to study. So what can we study? So Hazal tell us that you can read the bad thing in Sefer Iyov. First of all, let's start with Sefer Iyov. All the bad thing that mentioned in the book of Iyov is Job, that you can read. Not only that, we can read in Sefer Yirmiyah, that's Jeremiah, nachon? You call him a Navi Yirmiyah, Jeremiah. Also, if a person want to learn, he can learn the halachot ivlut. What it mean, halachot ivlut? Halachot ivlut, it means the law, the custom of mourning. So, if we can't study proper, let's say, if a person get used to study everyday Torah, and his neshama want, he can study Torah, but not the thing that make him happy. So we can read in Sefer Iyov the bad thing, Sefer Yirmiyah in the law of mourning. Now, this man's called Menahem Av. Why is it called Menahem Av? Comfort Father. If we translate it to English. Anyone have any idea? Hashem also mourns. Okay. Where do we learn that? Huh? That we hear. That's a very easy. Norman? They're all copying you. Okay. So we all know that this man's called Menahem Av. First of all, let me explain. Hazal tell us that the month of Av, when the Mashiach come, going to be a complete month of Yom Tov. All of the months of Av will be Yom Tov. Do you understand what I'm talking to you about? No, you don't. Imagine a full month of happiness and joy. HaKadosh Baruch Hu will turn, when the Mashiach comes, that month to happy and joyous month. But why is it called? Why is it called really Menahem Av? Because we're saying that that's going to be the father to all the months. What does it mean, the father to all the months? That month's going to be the month of joys. But there's another explanation that HaKadosh Baruch Hu mourning, like Stephen said. What does it mean, mourning? HaKadosh Baruch Hu comfort himself, kiviyachol, that the same like a father, like a person mourn on his beloved one, HaKadosh Baruch Hu mourn with us. Now, the destruction of the temple and all the 5 bad things that we mentioned that happened on Tisha B'Av. So therefore, it's called Menahem Av. Menahem is comfort, that HaKadosh Baruch Hu comfort himself with the Jewish people.
Who called it Menachem Av?
Okay. Av, it was all the time. Yeah. You know? Menahem is comfort. Why did they call it comfort? Because Hazal, obviously, you know, not everyone can call it Menachem Av. It's come from our sages. But we have to understand what's happened. Because on Tisha B'Av, and I'm going to get to it, Bnei Israel cry when they was in the wilderness. Why did they cry? Because the spy brought the report. And the report was false. And they cry for nothing. So HaKadosh Baruch Hu say, you crying for nothing? I'll give you a reason to cry. That's going to be later on when you enter Eretz Israel. And both Beit HaMikdash will be destroyed on Tisha B'Av. Going to be burnt. So now we know why is it called Menachem Av. Okay. There is a custom that many of us know that we dim the lights on Tisha B'Av. Why is that? Where is that custom come from? So the custom for it come in a midrash on Megillat Eicha. The midrash on Megillat Eicha say like this. Amar Rabbi Nachman. Rabbi Nachman say, Amar Shmuel. Shmuel say, in the name of Yeshua ben Levy, in the name of Yeshua ben Levy, קרא הקדוש ברוך הוא למלאכי השרת, ואמר להם, the Almighty gathered the angel in heaven, and he asked them. What did he ask them? Let's see. Adam shemet beno, a person that, lo aleinu, his son passed away. מה דרכו? What is his custom? אמרו לו, they answered to him, the angel answered to הקדוש ברוך הוא, מכבה את הפנסים. The angel answered to הקדוש ברוך הוא, he switched off the torch. Panasim, in those days, the torches was candles, you know, that they used to put candles and they used to work with them. Okay? אמר להם, כך אני עושה. הקדוש ברוך הוא answered to the angel in heaven, I'm going to do so. So, the main reason that we dim the light, because HaKadosh Baruch Hu mourn with us the destruction of the temple. Rabbi David Abu Darham bring another source. What is the source? The source comes from the prophet Yoel in chapter 2, verse 4. He say there is a proper source to it. From the prophet Yoel. The prophet Yoel say, Shemesh ve'yareach kadru. Sun and moon, kadru, it means that the heaven become, what's the right word to say, that it's become very cloudy. That there is not enough sun, but it's not completely darkness. So Rabbi David Abu Darham say that we're learning that we have to dim the light from the prophet Yoel. Although, there is other reason why do we dim the light. In Sefer Yeshaya, chapter 25, verse 16, it says, Kabdu Hashem ba'urim. That means that you want to honor HaKadosh Baruch Hu, make sure that your shul is fully light. As much that there is more light in a shul, we're honoring HaKadosh Baruch Hu, making him happy. So on Tisha B'Av, HaKadosh Baruch Hu and us mourning together. Why? For the destruction. Therefore, we dim the light, that we don't have Beit HaMikdash anymore, that all the light used to come from them. All the prosperity used to come from Beit HaMikdash. Any questions so far, before I continue? No? Okay. Megillat Eicha. It's very important to read Megillat Eicha on Tisha B'Av night and in the morning. It's a matter of fact, Rabota, it's more important to read Megillat Eicha than to say the Kinot. You know that? To read Eicha, the Megillah, more important than saying the Kinot. Okay, so that's number one. Number two, who wrote Megillat Eicha? Yirmiyah. Okay. Anyone have any idea? Yirmiyah, you say. Okay. Why? How do you know that? Where do we learn it? Can I help you? I'll help you, Steve. Yirmiyah, sorry. Eov. Sorry. So Shimon say Eov. Stephen say Yirmiyah. Any other opinion? So unfortunately, Mr. Stephen is right. Yirmiyah wrote. Oh, no, I'm saying for you.
Fortunately, it's right.
Yeah, he's right, because Yirmiyah wrote it. How we know it? If you take the word Eicha, Aleph, Yud, Chaf, Hey, נכון? 4 מילים. 4 letters. Sorry, 4 אותיות. 4 letters. And what they are? Aleph, Yud, Chaf, Hey, נכון? Let's explain. Aleph stand Ani, me. Yud, Yirmiyah. Chaf stay Kohen, because Yirmiyah was a prophet, Kohen, נכון? Besides being a prophet. Ha'am Soti. What it mean, Ha'am Soti? Ha'am Soti, it's mean from Anatot. Yirmiyah lived in Anatot. You know where is Anatot? North of Jerusalem. Anatot, it's north of Jerusalem. When you drive north of Jerusalem, a bit northwest from Jerusalem, okay, it's actually more northwest, towards the north part of Jerusalem, like going to Modi'in. I don't know how many of you know. It's not far. It's on the way to Modi'in. On the right-hand side, you turn right, you in Anatot. It's, if you want to remember the road, it's Kvish 443, that leading you from Yerushalayim. When you go from Yerushalayim to Modi'in, before Modi'in, on the right-hand side, there is a slip road that takes you straight to Anatot. So the prophet Yirmiyah was from Anatot, and he wrote his name on Eicha. That's why he called it Eicha. Ani, Yirmiyah, Kohen, Ha'am Soti. Ha'am Soti. Yeah. From the place that called Anatot, the city that called Anatot. Okay, another insight about Megillat Eicha. You know that Megillat Eicha, when you read Megillat Eicha, it's going according to the alphabetic, נכון? Until, and here come the change, until the letters Ayin and Pei. Because usually Ayin come before the letters Pei, נכון? You all agree with me. But in Megillat Eicha, the Pei come before the Ayin. You know that? Why? There is a reason. Why did they put the Pei before the Ayin? The Pei should be after the Ayin, the letters Ayin. Anyone have any idea? So listen what Yirmiyah done. Not for nothing, we have Gedolim to explain that. Yirmiyah, when he wrote Megillat Eicha, he changed the letters, and that's what brought, by the way, Rabotai, by our sages, in the Gemara in Masechet Sanhedrin. The Gemara in Masechet Sanhedrin, page 104, folio 1, that's mean Kuf Daled Amud Aleph, 104, folio 1. Hazal explain, you know why the changing of the Pei before the Ayin? Because Pei stand for Peh, for mouth, Ayin for eyes. To say, Yirmiyah here come to hint to us, that the spy in the wilderness says something that they never saw. They talk badly about Eretz Israel without seeing certain things. And that's why we've been punished. You understand? So, Megillat Eicha, it's according to the Aleph Bet until the change of Ayin and Pei. That the Pei come before the Ayin. You follow, Stephen?
So, but how does that
Because Pei stand for mouth. Ayin for eyes. Because they open the mouth with something that they never saw, Yirmiyah turn it. That's how Hazal explained. Gemara, Masechet Sanhedrin, Kuf Daled, 104, Amud Aleph, folio 1. You understand? Okay, now, there's another custom. We're sitting on the floor. There's a custom to sit on the floor. When I sit on the floor, not on a bare floor, on a carpet, we're not allowed to sit on a bare floor. You should have something underneath you. Or, arba'at fahim. That's a tefah. Multiply it by 4. 4 times 4. It's plus minus around 24, 30 centimeters, okay, or 32 centimeters, something like that, off the ground. That means that we're sitting on low chair. Where is that custom come from? Did you ask yourself? Yes, but where does it come? We have to learn. Where does it come? You have an answer. Norman, you're giving him something now. Every time that I'll ask, we're here for. Okay. So the Gemara tell us the story about Nebuchadnezzar. Nebuchadnezzar, everyone knows, the king of Babylon. Nebuchadnezzar one day was eating a live rabbit. Rabotai, a live rabbit, the Gemara say. You don't understand. And who was there? Tzidkiyahu, the king Tzidkiyahu. And he saw Nebuchadnezzar actually tearing the rabbit and eating it alive. And when Nebuchadnezzar realized that Tzidkiyahu saw him eating that, he said to him, I want you to give me an oath that you're not going to tell anyone that I behave like this. Tzidkiyahu, Melech Israel, given him his oath. The story go on. I'm not going to go through all the story. I'm just going to make it short. And what's happened? One day Tzidkiyahu was, and they were speaking about Nebuchadnezzar, how wicked he is and how badly he behaved. And Tzidkiyahu couldn't talk because he took an oath. So he gone to Chachmei Israel and he took an oath. He done anointment of the vow to that oath. And they done Hatarat Nedarim for him. And then he say, you know what, you saying that, I saw him eating a live animal, a live rabbit. Somehow the story gone from one ear to another ear until he reached to Nebuchadnezzar and he came to Eretz Israel. Rabotai. He came to Eretz Israel and he asked the Sanhedrin, did you do anointment of the vow? And they say yes. Although he didn't say it like this, Hazal explained, he actually caught them. He twisted the word and he caught them. And he says, so you done the anointment of the vow to Tzidkiyahu HaMelech. What can they say? They have to say yes. But they realize what's happening now. That means that he's going to kill them. So immediately the Sanhedrin put the head between the legs, like to show that's it. So they put the head down between the legs, like to show they accepted, they punished them, because he killed them. So what do we learn from that? Hazal tell us from here we learn that that's the main reason that we send law on the floor. Although that's law applicable from Tisha B'Av night until midday. After midday, Hazal tell us that you can sit already on a chair. Why? Because the judgment become already easier, lighter, they call it. Now we get to greeting. We all know that we're not allowed to say shalom, the word shalom, on Tisha B'Av. We're not allowed to say the word shalom. So what's happened if someone said to you, shalom aleichem? So Hazal say you're not allowed to say it. Because shalom represents the name of the Almighty, number one. It's one of the name of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And there is no shalom. As long that there is no Bet HaMikdash, there is no peace. So if someone greets you already and says shalom aleichem, don't answer him shalom aleichem shalom. Say to him, nod in your head, show him a bit more heavy time. He must understand that we don't say shalom. Okay, the next question that everyone asks, why do we put tefillin? The custom is to put tefillin between minha and minha. That means talit and tefillin we put in minha, not in shachrit. Nachon? Everyone know that. Spencer, you with me? Why? Ado, there is two custom on that, and now I'm going to bring first the two custom, then I'm going to go to the answer. So the custom in the Espra, and that's what the Shulchan Aruch bring, that we don't put the tefillin on shachrit and talit, we do it on minha. Ado minhag Yerushalayim, the custom of Yerushalayim, that they say Kriyat Shema at home with the tefillin, and then they come and they put tefillin for Shacharit. That's the Maran also bring it. The custom in the Esfra to do Talit Gadol and tefillin and Mincha. Why is it? So Hazal explained for the simple reason. Because the judgment or the time of the morning in the morning, it's much more heavier, much more stronger, much more harsh in the morning than after midday. So therefore, at Minha, because it's become already less judgment and less heavier, we can put easier, like Joe said, we can put tefillin and talit gadol. Now, I don't know how many of you know there is a custom on Tisha B'Av to move the parochet. You know about it? The curtain. The parochet that we have, they move it. You know why? Why is that custom? So usually what they do, most of the shul, they leave it open. Nachon, they don't move it. But why they don't? Why they open? Why do they remove the parochet, the curtain? Huh? So the source for it, come again, Hazal bringing, that HaKadosh Baruch Hu asked, listen to that, HaKadosh Baruch Hu sha'al et malachi hasharet. In a time of the Hurban, the Almighty asked the angel in heaven, Ma ya'aseh Adam shemet beno. What a person should do if his son, lo aleinu, passed away. So the angel answered HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Korea me'ilo. That means he must do Kriya. In simple English, person should do Kriya, lo aleinu, when he have mourning. HaKadosh Baruch Hu say, Af ani Korea me'ili. And also, I'm going to tear my own garment. What is the garment? The parochet that cover the Aron HaKodesh where the Holy Torah sit. So from here, that's the minhag, that we remove the parochet, the curtain, from the bima. Today, most of the shul don't move it. They just open it right to the end and they leave it. So that way is that custom come. The same like a person, lo aleinu, when he sit shiva, when he mourn, he do a kriya. To move the parochet is like a kriya. You follow? Any question? No question. Another custom, I don't know how many of you know about it. There is a custom to put the ash on your hair. Do you know about it? No. Norman, you know about it? Okay, let's see. So it's brought in Masechet Ta'anit that in a day of a Ta'anit, when we mourn, okay, and when we fast, to put a little bit of ash on the head. That's the custom. And Hazal call it Efer Makleh. To take a little bit of ash to put it on the head. Okay? Hazal say when you have a tzores to the Jewish people, if you do that, that can change the decree. Rabbi Avraham Azulai says something very interesting. That the person that put that ash on his head on the day of the Ta'anit, Rabotai, listen to it, and listen to it carefully. A person that put a little bit of ash on his head, HaKadosh Baruch Hu will listen to his prayer and will answer all of his prayers. When you sit on a Ta'anit and you have chorus, and you show that you're mourning with Bnei Israel, with the Jewish people, and you put a little bit of ash on top of your head, Rabbi Avraham Azulai said that HaKadosh Baruch Hu will listen to your prayer and will fulfill your prayer. Now, I would like to end up, but so far we're talking about heavy stuff. Let's end up with something good. I don't know how many of you know that in Tisha B'Av, after it's finished, when Tisha B'Av finished, there's a custom to go to the mikvah. You know that? You didn't know. Why is that? Because Hazal tell us that the Mashiach born, you know when the Mashiach born? When in Tisha B'Av? Just Ben Arbaim. Just before, after midday, towards the end of the fast, the Mashiach born. So therefore, the custom is to go to the mikveh. Why? To keep us pure. Because if the Mashiach come, we should be ready. Although this is all, Hazal say, just a custom. Because really when Mashiach come, we all tmei metim, then he's going to throne us. The Para Aduma, and Be'ezrat Hashem, this year, because we still have time, that HaKadosh Baruch Hu will have mercy on us and will change the decree and will send Mashiach Tzidkenu, please God, speedily in our days, before Mashiach, before Tisha B'Av, and then we don't have to fast, and it's going to be a month of happiness, a month of joys, a month of good things. Yes?
With the ash, there's something with the bagel and the egg before when you start the fast.
Okay, that's yes, to put a little bit on it. I didn't want to mention it, yeah.
What is the egg for? The egg.
Okay, so the custom is, we spoke about it in previous year, you're asking me, I'll explain. There's a custom to eat eggs or to eat lentils because the final sa'udah that we do before the fast, you're not allowed to have two tafshilim, two different kind of meal. So some people say because egg is a meal of mourners, that's what you should eat it. You understand? That's the main reason that we eat. Although there is also to eat lentils. Why dafka lentils? Because the lentil is round. Remember, to show that life is a circle. You understand? Like everything start, everything end. If you one day on the top, you can be one day on a Haz v'shalom. You understand? I don't want to sit down. To show us not to be arrogant. So Be'ezrat Hashem, we should all merit this year that, please God, none of the Jewish people will have any more suffering. HaKadosh Baruch Hu will change that month from a sad month to a month of joy, a month of happiness, and we'll see Mashiach Tzidkenu b'mehera b'yameinu. Amen. Ken yeh ratzon.